We have received a number of impact reports and feedback on the Women in Mining Africa, that's the WiM-Africa podcast. And like you have asked, I would like to mention a few of the objectives of the WiM-Africa, which includes amplifying voices by providing this platform for women miners across the continent to share their stories, to share their experiences and their perspectives about our programs, about its impact, and about how things can be better back in their different respective communities. And during this podcast, we highlight issues such as gender equality, workplace safety for both organized sector and unorganized sectors, such as the artisanal mining women across Africa that are mining in a very crude way. We bring about workplace safety discussions that helps them. And we do this in different languages as well, depending on the program that is ongoing and depending on the impact that we want to achieve. So there's also discussion about access to finance and relevant approach for different communities within Africa, how finance is being looked at, the collateralization system, the financial institutions approach, and how the women in mining can better organize themselves, most especially the artisanal miners. And sometimes they are referred to as illegal miners. So how they can better organize themselves and be eligible for some of this financing. This has been the inspirations we have delivered on the platform of the WiM-Africa podcast. We also inspire listeners across different levels of government and corporate organizations to take action to support women in miners or women staff that they have within the mining sectors, and also to eradicate child labor. So these inspirations we provide through this podcast is very useful for action at the community levels and even at the government levels. So it could be through policy advocacy, through community initiatives, or companies now taking action via their corporate responsibility aspects and taking action regarding removing children at the mine sites, and also promoting the cause of WiM-Africa as well. So we also facilitate collaboration and knowledge sharing among stakeholders, amongst government, amongst women to women, most especially the WiM networks across Africa. We are reaching out and facilitating the process for dialogues, for knowledge sharing, for experience sharing, and also not just the WiM networks, the NGOs that share the same cause but are not called WiM networks. Some of them registered, some of them not registered, but operating at the very local level, some of them really informal, but they have been very, very impactful in terms of how we engage with them and the things we learn from them. And they also learn from other women on the WiM-Africa platform. So we also address gender-related challenges such as the gender-based violence issues, the regulatory framework regarding that, the reforms regarding that, and also the welfare of children, that are in the mining sites. We discuss on the podcast about children that need to leave the mine sites, what actions we need to take at WiM-Africa, and what actions we need to take through our different implementing partners across Africa. Which children do we need to fund through our fund at WiM-Africa, the child fund that we have? So we use the podcast platform to discuss faster, to collaborate faster, to engage and to measure our results and be able to do more. These are a little bit about how we can do more. Also, we discuss how we can do more, what cycle of memberships we need, and what volunteerism objectives we have across the continent, and always calling on people to contribute their bit to move the actions forward, most especially when